This week on Xenomania, school is out, so it's time to pack up and head to summer camp. Make sure to pack your suntan lotion, bug repellent, and smallest bathing suit you can find for weeks of summer recreation with minimal supervision. Just make sure it's not Camp Stonewater, where a charred caretaker waits to do some work with his head shears. Plus, an addition of Stash or Slash that could eliminate legendary acting careers, but certainly my co hosts will definitely navigate this game. Right? Right? This is The Burning. This is Xenomania.
No. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Shirt. I'm a big
Hey.
wrestling fan. He does have a toothpick.
Hey,
Nico.
yo,
That's because Ryan thought that the shirt said Ramon.
It does. It's Razor Ramon.
it's all Razor Ramones.
They're all Ramones. I thought it was the band. Amazing.
It's all
actually
Scott
cool.
Halls.
It can only be
Name
one
his
bad guy.
finishing move. We all know it. Name it for the fans. So they
The
know where
Razor's
to
Edge.
Yeah.
The Outsider's Edge.
Used to do it to people in the pool. And you really slam somebody down on their shoulders in the water with that bad boy.
I think the worst thing I did with the backyard wrestling was attempt a pile driver. Successfully.
By that he means landing on his knees and not breaking his friend's neck, everybody.
Landed on my ass. I did a
Yeah.
traditional. He bolted off my thighs. It was, thank God.
He whatted off your thighs?
He vaulted off
Oh,
my
okay.
thighs. Yes.
He
'cause
got that one. He got that.
Okay. No. I was just clarifying the word. I heard something different.
But-
We're probably going to have a lot of misnomers tonight because every one of us is tired for some strange reason.
I'm awake. But, you're speaking about vaulting. A lot of camps, they have games. Or like contests, vaulting vaulting's just an example. I was thinking of track and field.
Ladies
got-
and gentlemen, this is an expert segue. Take notes.
If you are in journalism school, watch.
Watch this man work.
I'm just saying, you got bows and arrows, diving, canoeing, archery, bow and arrowy, whatever.
and arrow.
Well,
Bow and arrow.
know,
You got ball and net. You
basketball,
got it all.
wall ball, running, especially
Oh.
at these campsites. And that's the question to start off this episode, kind of in our second part. What horror movie camp would you like to spend the summer at? I'm wearing mine. Camp Crystal Lake all the way. Represent.
I mean, I'm going with Camp Crystal Lake also because as far as I can remember, the campers don't very often die.
Not often.
That's kind of the deal with Stonewater too, which is what we're going to be talking about tonight for the burning. But isn't it mostly counselors that take it?
I don't know. Oh, Cropsy gets a raft full of them.
Oh
he does.
yeah, there's some friendly fire there. And I'm not going to choose one because I was too poor for camp, and my Cropsy was the guy who slept in the train station.
Listen, most summers were spent at town camp, man.
Yeah, I know the one. I know
You
the very
do.
one. CITs
do.
and all that. My
Yep.
wife went to that camp.
Yep. Lots and lots of wedgies from a guy who went on to become a police officer.
Yeah, isn't that always the way?
Never been to a camp.
Where's
Always
your
wanted
redemption
to.
arc or your revenge arc, John?
It's coming.
I didn't like the structure. We were feral outdoor children during the
Mhm.
summer, and the structure of camp seemed so lame to me. I used to bring
Yep.
my buddy on my way to work when I was driving. I would drop off. He was like a 30-year counselor. I'd drop off a bacon, egg, and cheese, and then go to the construction site like a man.
When you were there, was the dump still over the hill, or had they
No,
filled
they
that in already?
they over the hill, like the back of it. Like if you're looking
Yeah.
at the soccer field and stuff, they just
Yeah.
leveled everything to put in the condos back there. Is that what
The
you're talking
condos
about?
that are built? Yep, the condos that are built on a garbage dump. That
it's
used to
great.
be the challenge of summer camp. You'd go over that hill through those woods, down into the dump, and try to not get hit with the guy's pellet gun, because
Oh,
he
that's
would
pretty
shoot at
cool.
you every time you went in there.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yep.
Did you
We
make
need to
it?
bring that back because I also got tagged by a pellet gun from a dude when I used to ride my bike through his lawn. He hit me with a salt pellet, like the kind that you shoot deer with.
Yeah, that's what he was shooting at us with.
Yeah, they burn like a
I
bastard.
was like, yeah, man.
Man, those
Never
were the days.
experienced that, so I'm good.
Like where you're like, meet somebody
time you
who
come
doesn't
over.
care. Yeah. Yeah, there
Next
you
time
go.
you come over, Ryan, we'll
I'm
chase
ready.
you around the
Like, you
neighborhood.
have till the
I'm
very
ready.
end of this song.
You said that movie was so horrible. I want to see it
Apex
though.
was terrible.
I just
Terrible.
keep seeing that scene, and I'm like, all right, I'm so.
Best 90 seconds of the movie, and it was super viral. So, like, it was super viral ready, I guess, because he kills it. I forget the name of the actor from Kingsman.
Taron Egerton.
Yeah, he's talented. And then there's Cameron Diaz, not Cameron Diaz. Charlize
Charlize
Theron's
Theron.
Botox is the main actress in that movie. Her lack of being able to bend anything on her face as she runs through the woods. It's like, it's all right. It's nothing. If you want to watch a way better version of that movie, watch not the one with Ice-T.
It's surviving the game.
Oh, okay.
Surviving the game it's basically surviving the game, but worse. So much worse.
No.
But nobody's surviving this game, the Burning game. So let's talk about it. All right. So the movie this week is The Burning, and it's one of Ryan's favorites. This is his time to shine, everybody. Ryan
It
loves
is. I know I'm wearing a Camp Crystal Lake shirt. I love Friday the 13th, but The Burning just hits. Now I get it. Friday the 13th comes out a year before The Burning. And then we have The Burning, and then 7 to 8 days later we get Friday the 13th Part 2. Now, John and I were talking about this, is The Burning is basically a similar film to Friday the 13th Part 1 and Part 2. They are the same, but The Burning was written actually before Friday the 13th.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the writing of The Burning, because before we have any fun with The Burning, I think we have to address the big
Hippo.
elephant in the room with
Oh.
with the Burning and who that original story is by. And it's not going to be a fun few minutes here, but I think it's an important few minutes to get out of the way.
Yeah.
So the original story for The Burning was written and created by Harvey Weinstein.
stand-up guy.
Yeah. I mean, I think most of us know
What he
the
did.
basics of the Weinstein story, and
Well, he's still in jail.
yeah. And they just determined like 2 days ago from when we're filming this that he's not going to be retried on one of the cases, but
Good.
he's still convicted of a bunch of other multiple ones.
Good.
So The Burning is significant in this story for a couple of reasons. This is his breakthrough. This is what starts the Weinstein brothers down the road to Miramax, to Weinstein Films, to all these amazing Pulp Fictions, the Kevin Smith movies. So many movies that we all love fall under this umbrella, as does The Burning. But The Burning also marks one of, if not the earliest allegation against him, which is made by Paulo Wakowiak, who went to his hotel room to have him sign some paychecks for the crew, and he answered the door in a towel, which he then removed, and, tried to get her to massage him.
You're only supposed to do that on Halloween.
Mm-hmm. You're not, probably not even then. Probably, like, keep...
Just candy?
Yeah, if you're going to answer the door at any door in a robe, keep it on until somebody takes it off for you.
Agreed.
That's
It's
solid advice.
it's etiquette.
Solid advice, to be honest with you. I was going to keep going down the devil's advocate road, but no, that's good. That's good advice.
So the harassment of Wakowiak continued through the entire production of The Burning.
Did she ever sleep with them?
No,
Or
it
no,
does
she
not
did
sound.
not.
It doesn't sound. It sounds like she was able to avoid the worst of the Weinstein. And I mean, this
He wasn't big
whole
enough yet.
thing, yeah, and like the whole Weinstein thing is, I don't know about you guys, but it causes me a lot of conflict when I watch movies with his name or the Miramax name on them.
Well,
Agreed.
it doesn't cause me nearly as much conflict knowing that he's getting punished.
Mhm.
So it's not like he's able to spend the money and enjoy his
Yeah.
life, or he's not on house arrest or anything. He hasn't pulled a Cosby yet where he's
No.
out. And I don't think he's
Mhm.
ever gonna get out either, to be honest with you.
I think it's
No, I mean, he's an old man. There's a lot of charges in multiple states. I don't think he's getting out.
No, yeah, I think he's
But-
gonna die in prison.
I think what like makes us the skin crawl was like we put so much money or gave so much money to him to produce these
Mhm.
great movies, and it was like we were
Mhm.
supporting someone who is horrible, and we
Yeah,
have
we
regret.
do that
we have
all the
regret-
time.
True.
Yeah.
We do that all the
True.
time. This one
True.
was just one that was brought to light, but
Mhm.
that's not on
And
us, guys.
you know, you
Agreed.
get the separate the art from the artist crowd, and it's kind of hard to do with
Yeah.
him. It's kind of hard to do with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the answer is. And like I know this is one of those things that you can get bashed from both sides about. Like if we take the women's side too much, you're gonna get hit with the woke. And if you don't, you're gonna get hit with from the other side for not being supportive enough. I just don't know what the answer for Weinstein related movies is.
I feel like
You watch them. They're classics.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
How do you not watch Clerks?
Pulp
Yeah.
Fiction.
Is that Weinstein? Yeah, that is
Yeah.
Weinstein.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you not watch Clerks because Weinstein was Weinstein? You gotta just appreciate the fact that somehow they got him in a prison before he offed himself. Because I can't imagine a guy who lived that kind of life going to prison willingly.
No.
Like that's
No.
why he must have thought he was getting out.
Yes, 100%. He thought he could, grease the wheels, but
Mhm.
he's locked up, and even though he's trying to get out, I don't think they're gonna let him out. He's in
No,
Rikers.
he's getting pretty low on appeals at this point, I think. So hopefully he stays where he is. That's where he belongs.
Yep.
And in the interim, we will continue to watch the movies and call out horrible people when we have to.
Agreed.
There you go. That's interesting that you carry that about him. I don't at all.
Well,
Not because I condone in any way what he's done. I just don't feel like there's a connection there for me personally.
I mean, I think it's maybe the slight difference in when we grew up that he was sort of ubiquitous with a lot of this stuff in the time period. Like he was around a lot of these things that I really loved, like pretty openly, and like a lot of like Kevin Smith for years talked about how instrumental he was in his career. And you just have that hanging over all of that. It can be difficult.
For Kevin Smith, I might have a hard time, taking money out of the bank and things like that every once in a while because of that connection. But for you, John, I think you're pretty good.
Oh, that's a solid
Yeah.
connection because if you look back at it with Kevin Smith, that's the only reason why he got his start is through the Weinstein Company, and this is why we have the Ask You for Universe and everything he's made and he's produced. It's the troubling road. It's like when everything went down, like for example with Kevin Spacey, and even in the past with Roman Polanski. Are you gonna stop watching The Usual Suspects or Rosemary's Baby or Chinatown? Like,
Well, I think what happened with me with Spacey in particular is I stopped watching movies of his that I hadn't seen before.
Baby Driver?
I'd seen Baby Driver probably right
Cool.
before that all happened.
Yep.
But like there's stuff, Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil I hadn't seen. I was kind of curious about. I'm not going to watch it now, but I'll watch
That's a
The Usual
bummer.
Suspects. I'll watch Baby Driver again. I probably won't go back and watch stuff I didn't see before.
Okay.
Maybe that's the way to handle it is You know,
Maybe.
It's fair.
Maybe.
It's fair.
Boycott the production companies and the studios in a way.
I don't know. I
Go
saw
that route.
Rosemary. I saw Rosemary's Baby recently. Bought it on 4K. Or no, you gave it to me on 4K. I'm
Because
sorry.
you're not an ally, Ryan.
Well, you know what? It's a classic film, and it's I can't even say that anyway.
You could
But
say Polanski.
I was gonna say it's Polanski, but then
You
like
can
it's
say
a
Polanski.
double-edged
but
sword there too. It's like
But that-
mentioning Woody Allen.
that's the complication.
You don't
Woody
have to
Allen.
like watch
Woody
it and
Allen,
then
I'm
say what a
fine with.
great guy.
You're cool with
Yeah,
Woody
Woody.
Allen?
Woody Allen can go away forever. I didn't like his
okay.
movies. I don't like him. He can just beat it.
Sleepers?
Just beat it.
No,
Nah,
Woody Allen.
Sleepers? I couldn't stand Sleepers.
No.
Woody Allen.
Annie Hall?
I mean, Annie. I understand why people love Annie Hall. I don't.
Okay.
Woody Allen didn't make movies for me in the first place, so he's the easiest of them all for me to, just that's fine. Woody Allen doesn't exist.
Okay.
All right, so that guy made this movie.
He's a slash.
That guy.
That
That
guy
guy.
made this movie. Okay. All right, so we got that out of the way.
Which we can retract back to what started this whole thing is like what's better, The Burning or Friday the 13th? Because I think The Burning is very well written. You have a beat, you have great characters. All the characters have like different motives, different evaluations, different characteristics that stand out, which make them all unique, more to the norm. It just like you got a good villain, you got a good revenge story. Again, simple beats, but it hits it. Now, Friday the 13th, great movie. You got a great ending. Nothing wrong with it. There's definitely nothing wrong with it. It started a great franchise, but I just don't know. You need part 2 to make part 1 even better, I feel.
I don't think you do. I think Friday the 13th Part 1 is a brilliant standalone achievement. Like, it is, for me, it's pretty significant gap between The Burning and Friday the 13th Part 1, and really Part 2. I think the first two Friday the 13ths alongside Halloween are about the pinnacle of slashers.
These two feel very strongly about this subject, whereas I'm just happy to be here, everybody.
Yeah,
I'm not a slasher
slashers
guy.
aren't your thing.
No, I mean, I
Yeah.
don't hate them. I watched them as a kid with, at sleepovers with all my friends and things like that and enjoyed them.
You're here
And
for the nostalgia.
I don't have an easy time differentiating the two that much. I see the differences between The Burning and Friday the 13th Part 1, like in some ways. But there's a lot of similarities too. It kind of bleeds to me.
Well,
Bleeds
yeah.
together.
And that's where like everything crosses is because like Burning was written first. Friday 13th though was made first. Then The Burning comes out. Then you get part 2, and everything's just mangled all in one. But this is also the era where I think early 80s you're slowly getting the slasher craze, and by like 83, 84, that's when you get the impact. And Nightmare on Elm Street just puts everyone upside down.
But you get the slasher craze because of Halloween and Friday the 13th. Whether Burning was written before Friday the 13th or not, like The Burning doesn't probably get made without the success of Friday the 13th.
Which is interesting that Friday the 13th had so much promotion, which of course it's Paramount. Who released The Burning originally?
Who released The Burning originally, do you know?
Filmways Pictures.
So,
Don't know them. So, I mean, Paramount to that. I get it. But, I mean, if they had like a juggernaut like Paramount, like Universal came out with The Burning, it would have been interesting to see them both.
They would have had a lot more money. I don't think they needed a lot more money for The Burning, though.
Yeah.
It pretty much worked.
Yeah. I mean, the story's good enough. The revenge of the burned caretaker.
Cropsy. Yeah, so let's get into the
Cropsy.
movie a little bit. We've got
I will point out, Cropsy seeks his revenge at a completely different camp.
Yeah, he's a bit lame.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Were some of the counselors there?
Nope.
Just killing
No,
regular counselors.
no,
Or
no.
unaliving regular
The-
counselors.
The main counselor, the head counselor, is the kid in the beginning who sets him
Yeah.
on fire.
I see. Yeah,
That guy's
okay.
there, but I guess everybody else
There
is
was the
just
connection.
collateral.
Yeah, I don't
others.
think Cropsy knew that either. I think Cropsy just showed up at a camp.
He was
I think this is
confused.
the lake. I think this is the camp.
I couldn't figure out why he chose his first victim either. I was like, why is he doing this to that old lady?
Oh,
And I
to the sex worker.
Yeah,
Well,
doing this to that person.
Yeah, I don't know.
reaction.
Yeah, you wanted her reaction? Well, that's how
Well,
you
she-
react when you get shears slipped into your intestines.
well, she freaks
Yeah.
out by his appearance, and that causes him to slice and dice.
But I mean, he was gonna do that anyway.
Yeah, it's my take. He didn't come there for
What
funsies.
if she, proceeded? She could have saved her life.
Probably not.
No.
Sounds like
Probably
something
not.
Harvey Weinstein might have said.
Yeah, yeah.
What a statement. My God.
Yeah, he was always taking out that sex worker. She was always toast.
Literally.
Sorry. Yeah. But he's an interesting one. So I like that The Burning was written before Friday the 13th because The Burning's based on a real urban legend, which then
Yes.
found itself in another kind of crazy situation afterwards. So the kids on Staten Island used to say this crazy guy named Cropsy lived in the woods. There's this connection in some of the stories. There's a connection to the insane asylum they shut down under, I think, like Reagan did it or something,
Yeah.
where they pulled all the mental health money out of, everything. It's fine. That'll trickle down.
Mhm.
And it did, to a madman living in the woods who unalived 3 kids. And so that was their real Cropsy. So they had the
Yes,
legend
yes.
beforehand. It just so happened a dude was actually out there and he did nab a few people. And that's the sort of the inspiration for this story,
Mhm.
for this movie.
So I found 2 real names connected to this. One is a man named George Cropsey, who is a pretty well-respected businessman who, as the story goes, and this one's mostly legend probably, he went insane after the death of his family or maybe just one of his children. It's unclear, kind of varies based on who tells it, blamed irresponsible counselors maybe. So
Yeah.
that's where that part of Cropsy comes from. And I think the part you're referring to would be Andre Rand.
Yeah, that's the guy who was in the
Yeah.
woods.
So this guy, whoa.
This is a
So in
story.
1983, Andre Rand just took a bus full of children from New York City to Newark Airport. Just took them, drove them to the airport, got charged, did a little bit of time, got out, and then sort of got this reputation as being the last person to see missing children before they went missing. And then they were finally able to link him to the disappearance of Jennifer Schweiger in 1987, who was then later found dead. But somehow they didn't convict him of murder. He got the kidnapping. They convicted him of kidnapping.
Oh, but they
not
couldn't.
murder.
They couldn't
They
cinch
couldn't-
down the fact that he did it.
Yep. So,
That's a
you get
kind jury right there.
Yeah, you get a real life element
Very
there
kind.
now for the Cropsy legend to carry on, and it carries on. And we're local enough that I think we all heard Cropsy growing up, and still.
Yeah, still around. Cropsy's still around.
It's like on the
and
level-
at the end of the movie too. Cropsy,
Mm-hmm.
the spirit of Cropsy.
I was gonna say
It's kind of like a Wendigo thing. It just zips into another guy.
on the level of a Jersey Devil, and I would say the Headless Horseman.
Yeah,
On those levels.
Mothman, stuff like that.
Yep.
Although Mothman stopped. That's the cool thing about Mothman.
Yeah, it did.
It was there and then it wasn't there anymore. That's
Ye-
something that to me lends some credence to that. Makes me wonder if it's true-ish, adjacent. True
Mhm.
adjacent. Something was
True
going on over
adjacent.
there.
But Jason,
Yeah. There's something interesting to uncover over in that story. But anyway, so actually, before we get back into the burning, do we want to play a game?
we have a game, and we have some new stakes this
He's
time.
got new rules.
Oh, I love steak.
Ooh, I had steak for
Not,
dinner.
not
Oh,
steak.
some Moneybags
steaks.
McGee over here who can
Like,
afford
yeah.
a steak.
Yeah. So
Why are you doing
what
this?
what
Well,
we're gonna do?
I'm guessing these
Gentlemen.
are slasher.
Yeah.
No, it is not slashers.
Hold on. That doesn't count.
No, it does
It
not
doesn't.
count.
It doesn't count. Let me give you the stakes tar game, and the topic. What you're gonna have to do is answer different questions. So this week, our slasher stash is horror movies with actors before they were famous.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay. Now you're going to get an opportunity to add extra stashes by being able to guess who the before they were famous actor is in each movie.
Okay.
Okay.
However, as with this game, if you guess incorrectly, you lose one.
Okay.
Ryan, you were
And
going to
that's-
clean up on this.
Now, I got a bunch in here that he's not going to know. That said, if you slash one of these movies, you're not only slashing the movie, you are slashing that before they were famous actor's entire career.
You're really being like.
That is pretty rough.
Yeah, that is. That's cynical.
That is pretty
Mhm.
rough.
That's malevolent.
3 and 5, /3/5. We're going to start with A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Johnny Depp.
All right, Ryan, you got
You got an
got
extra
4
one.
stashes now.
I'm stashing
Don't
Nightmare
blow
on
it.
Elm Street.
How do I slash this? I
It's
know you've got some
so
bangers
good.
coming up.
Like you got Skin the Cat. You got the one where his arms elevate out. He cuts his fingers off, and it's not like prime Freddy Krueger where Robert Englund's face forms into it. It's like scraggly, burnt off Freddy Krueger. You got the bed
Yeah.
scene, the stairs.
Is the song
Now-
in this one too?
Yes.
Yeah, the song's in this one too.
Now, it is important to remember, it's not just about the one movie. It's about the entirety of Johnny Depp's filmography.
In your universe.
I do love me some Fear and Loathing.
21 Jump Street.
Eh,
Eh,
Edward Scissorhands.
it's like, I could live without
eh.
Pirates of the Caribbean. But he's been in some bangers too. Gilbert Grape?
Elwood.
Is he in Gilbert Grape?
Hey, yes.
That's Leo DiCaprio, and isn't Depp the older brother?
Yep.
Could be wrong.
No, you're right.
Okay.
No, yeah.
I'm gonna stash it. Damn it.
Stash that classic. The cover's awesome.
We think Ryan's going to clean up on guessing who these are, huh?
I do.
All right. Next one. He knows you're alone.
Oh my gosh.
The hell is
Uh-huh.
that? Well, can I get a background on the film? I'm just curious on background.
70s.
Okay.
Look at this sweater.
The cover's awesome. I'm gonna slash.
Yeah, I've never
Okay.
seen it, so I'm
I
gonna
never
have to
seen it.
too. But he did this on purpose, so it's gonna be like somebody you love, Ryan.
Yeah, who's the actor or actress, I should say.
Guys, you just eliminated Tom Hanks' entire career.
Of course we did. Of
kidding.
course we did.
No Toy Story.
Nothing.
Nothing. No
Captain
Saving Private
Phillips.
Ryan. Yeah, it's all gone.
What about recasting like Last Action Hero?
Nope,
Like
it's all
Stallone is-
gone.
like
It's
Stallone
all
is
gone.
Thunder?
Let's
It's all
recast. I like that, Ryan. Let's recast him.
Like
It's like Bob Ross
All-
in Saving Private Ryan.
all
Wait, what?
gone.
we're just gonna
Yeah.
paint this pretty soldier here.
All right.
All right. You did
Next
that. You
one.
got exactly what you wanted with that one.
Absolutely. I'm going to get exactly what I want. A lot of this game. Next, the original Friday the 13th.
Oh,
Ryan's gonna know this one.
Kevin Bacon.
Yes, sir.
Kevin Bacon.
Again,
See, you
extra
guys,
stash.
you're also
Yep,
working with.
yeah,
the fact
you're up
that
to
my brain
5.
Is not operating at all.
I'll stash Friday the 13th. Thank you very much.
He's got 5 stashes. I'm gonna slash it just to spite Ryan.
It's all right. I'm not. It's like part 6 is my swan song with it. I love part 6. but I do
Your
love.
swan song?
Can live without the 18
Like-
movies Kevin Bacon showing his dong in too.
Hey, listen, he was in Wild Things,
Dong.
Footloose,
Dong. No dong in both of those.
Toxic Avenger.
Stir of
He was in-
Echoes.
Yep, Stir of Echoes,
Stir of Echoes is
Mystic
gone.
River.
Mystic River,
You
yeah.
lost Mystic River.
Yep.
Didn't,
Willingly.
didn't you sneak into that?
It was
Not
so,
anymore.
I snuck in and then I paid
Yeah,
for it
not
afterward
anymore.
because it was
Didn't
so
have
good.
to.
Oh, yeah, well, that story doesn't exist anymore.
I just had to watch Scary Movie 3 double feature style like I did The Waterboy when I was a kid. That's right, everybody. I watched The Waterboy twice in a row.
Oops,
All
by
right.
Who Shagged Me, twice in a row.
All right,
Listen to
you guys ready for number 4?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. My boyfriend's back. This is a
I know this
twofer.
one.
This is you have 2 people you could guess for this one.
I know this one.
I
I've seen this movie. I know this one. This is aggravating. This one's aggravating.
Johnny
Is
would
it
give an
him?
arm and a leg. It's not.
I'm gonna slash it. I'm gonna give Currents his roses. Guessing.
I'm looking at the names on the bottom, trying to cheat. Is it Sean Connery? I'm gonna
this
have
would
to
be
slash
way
it
too
too.
late.
Hold on, can I
Well,
guess real quick? Was it Tom Atkins?
It is not. No,
Okay,
Tom
Good
Atkins.
guess.
Tom Atkins was peak by my boyfriend's back. So you guys just eliminated the careers of Philip Seymour Hoffman
Oh, that hurts.
and Matthew McConaughey.
Hold on, rewind. Hold on,
You know,
rewind.
a lot of rom-coms, but it does stink.
Dazed
is we
and
lose True
Confused.
Detective.
You
Dazed
lose
and
Dazed and
Confused.
Confused. You lose
Why
True
don't you just look to him in
Detective.
Dazed and Confused. We can't remove the whole movie.
Nope, the whole movie's gone.
Ever.
Whole movie.
I'm watching it tonight.
That movie,
Sorry,
I'm gonna
guys.
make my kids watch that movie when they go to college. I had to wait till they're after high school age
Yeah,
because we got a
That-
lot of ideas from that movie.
yeah, yeah. All right, number 5. All right. The original Halloween.
Stash.
What's
Jamie
your
Lee
face?
Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis. God damn it!
Well, I'm giving that to Kearns because Ryan can't get any more stashes.
But I
Nice,
will,
we're
I will-
cheating. I'll stash Halloween.
Ryan can't keep everything.
It's fine. Halloween's
mean-
so good. I can't wait till we cover it later this year.
So before we go on, Ryan, you have 2 stashes left and 1 slash. Kearns, you have 1 stash and 2 slashes.
I
Unless,
stashed two
of
movies,
course, yeah, you slashed Nightmare on
I
Elm
stashed-
Street.
but I thought I get one
You-
extra now.
You do. Oh yeah,
Sorry,
you have 2. You have 2 and 1. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
2 and 1. And Ryan has 2 and 1.
Yeah.
All right.
I had
Next.
to sacrifice Friday the 13th for it.
Psycho Beach Party.
What? Why does that look like? Wait, is that the chick from Superman on the right there? What the? I don't know her name.
It's not Maxwell Smart.
I almost guessed Tim Dillon at first because of
I'm gonna
Forehead
slash
McGee
it.
over here.
I'll slash it.
No guess, Ryan?
I
I
see
believe
her.
I believe she's right on this poster.
She's right there. I'm looking right at her. I just don't know her
Mhm.
name.
Oh. Is that Barbarella? It's not Barbarella.
Jane Fonda?
Not Jane Fonda.
No,
Not
it's not
Jane
Jane
Fonda.
Fonda.
I'm looking
not
at the
Jane.
blonde, right?
No,
The
it's the
blonde-
girl on
no.
the top right is the one I think it is. Talking to the dude.
I don't even know.
and
I can't even see it. I'm not even gonna look it up because I don't. That's
she's
like
the
a form
chick
of
from
cheating.
Superman, from Man of Steel. Is she not?
She's a stage 5 clinger. Or no, she's a
Maybe.
stage 8.
I just
She
know
is-
that I think
she's in
in
Wedding
Man of Steel.
Crashers.
No, it's not her.
Oh, I'm thinking of. Okay, so I still have Wedding Crashers in my universe. I'm fine with that.
Psycho Beach Party. All right, what's her name, John? At this point, first of all, I'm gonna slash it, and second of all, what's her name? You're killing us.
That is Amy Adams.
I was gonna say Amy Adams, but I kept getting her confused with Rachel
Hold on.
McAdams.
Wait a minute. Does that mean her special guest Wait, she was a special guest star in The Office. That means those.
Gone. No more
Those-
Office.
Hold on, those
No more
episodes.
Office.
The Office is gone. You just got rid of The Office.
Those
Would you
episodes.
like to-
White will.
Would,
Wait.
would you like to change your mind,
White will come back. No, he might.
Brian? I will give.
I like
I will give
The
you.
Office.
I will
It's-
give you the rare opportunity to change your mind and keep The Office.
Yeah, I'll stash it. I like The Office too much. I'll stash Psycho Beach Party. I
Man,
think there's
just
only one more after this.
There's
Ah, damn it.
She was also in Arrival. Isn't that
Yeah,
her? Or isn't
Arrival.
that the other? Well, there's also we can't get her confused with the Zero Dark 30 lady.
That's
She's
where I
another
was-
redhead that nobody knows her name, and she's very difficult to remember. And then there's Bryce Dallas Howard or whatever her name is. She's
Yep.
another one. They could all be freaking triplets for all I know.
Yep.
Oh,
So, Kearns, you get to stash the 2 remaining movies, which I think will make you kind of happy. Ryan, you
Yay,
still have a
I've been
decision
happy
to
in
make.
forever.
You get to slash one of these and stash one of them. Here's movie number 7, 1960s
Oh, yes.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Rick Moranis.
No,
No, that's Steve
1960.
Martin.
Steve Martin.
Steve-
1960.
Yeah, no, I'm
1960.
saying the wrong names over and over again from the remake.
Yep. 1960. Ryan, is this your stash or your slash?
I'm nervous.
looking.
I'm nervous of what you're gonna put at number 1, but you had to put Steve Martin there. You son of a bitch.
This is not Steve Martin. This is
It's the
1960.
1960
Jack
one.
Nicholson. Jack Nicholson.
Are we stashing or slashing?
Is Jack Nicholson in it?
Yeah, he's the patient.
Mm-hmm.
He's the patient. It's his
cool.
first film. Whoa, no, hold on. Wasn't The Raven his first film though?
I said before famous, not first.
He wasn't famous for The Raven either.
Exactly. He wasn't
still
famous
was
when
not
Little
yet
Shop of
famous.
Horrors came out. This is pre-fame.
What's your number 1?
Well, I'm stashing, obviously.
I gotta
That
stash
was a good
it.
one.
I gotta
was a
stash
good
it
one.
too because I don't want to lose my ability not to talk about Jack Nicholson movies on the podcast. Even
You're
though
slashing the last one, John.
Even
wins
though-
again.
even though every year we should reset, just throwing this out there, reset everything.
Nope, it's gone forever, man. Gone.
New
So evil.
universe.
Which means that this wonderful, amazing career is gone in your world too.
Oh, Brad
Let's
Pitt.
see if you can
It's
figure-
fine.
Yep. Brad Pitt is gone forever.
I'll take
Ryan.
Jack Nicholson over Brad Pitt any day.
Yeah, me too.
It's a true statement. Jack
I guess I'm
Nicholson.
gonna save cutting class.
Yeah. I really wanted you guys to both get rid of Jack and Brad.
I mean, that would have been. I would rather have lost Brad than Johnny Depp. I like Johnny Depp's body of work, but he's like Peter Griffin in Family Guy would have said, like he insists upon himself, or whatever. He's kind of an ostentatious, just by existing kind of guy. Even his trial was wild. Just watching the way he behaved. Or you're trying
Yeah.
to figure out, is he just so hyper arrogant he's transcended arrogance, or is it he just so messed up now that this is his default baseline? It's tricky.
Both.
Yeah,
Probably.
it's both.
Both. I can't believe you guys don't have Tom Hanks anymore.
Nope, gone forever. That one hurts the most. Because it's like losing dad.
No Big. No
Oh,
Splash.
Big. Big is, to me, is bigger than that. What's the
The
money trap?
volcano?
What is it? Not the money trap.
The Money Pit.
No,
Money
the bird. Is he the money pit? or is-
Burbs.
Yeah, the bird.
He's definitely the Burbs.
He is the money
Money
pit.
pit might be.
Money
It's
Pit.
him, because
Bachelor
Chevy Chase
Party.
is a similar
Oh,
movie.
Bachelor Party's so
Yeah,
good.
Bachelor Party.
The Chevy
just rub
Chase
salt
one
in
is
the wounds.
Nothing in Common.
Yep.
Not Nothing in Common. It's
No.
that's
Got Nothing But Trouble, but that's a different movie. He's
Nothing
got
But
the one where they
Trouble.
buy-
That's the one. That's the one.
He's got the one where they buy the crappy house.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
I think
that's
that's
the money
nothing but
pit.
trouble.
No, that's
Nothing But
money
Trouble's
pit.
And
the
the
one
money
where they
pit.
get. Nothing But Trouble's the one where they with Demi Moore and Stan Aykroyd and John Candy, and yeah, and they get like into that small town. Not the one where they buy the house, the cruddy house.
That's money pit then.
Yeah, money
Money
There's
pit.
Pit, yeah,
another one
Money
though
Pit.
too.
Yeah, I thought that Chevy Chase had one.
I think he did.
I think he did, like the copycat era, but I just don't know the name of it. Which one's the one where the mailman used to throw the mail out the car window as he drove by? Is that Money Pit?
I think that's
That
money
one-
pit.
That one was always funny. Richard Pryor had a similar one too, where they moved to
Mhm.
Boise, Idaho, and the house is like completely gutted.
Brewster's
There was a
Millions.
John Belushi one too. John Belushi had one
John
too.
Belushi had one?
Neighbors was the John
Neat.
Belushi one too.
That's
yeah.
neat.
Everybody had a house
Turner and
issue
who?
movie. Turner and Hooch gone.
We lose Turner and Hooch.
Gone.
Speaking of
Hummer.
Belushi, that's what reminded me of it because he's got his own dog movie. He's got Canine,
K9.
the brother, not John.
I'll take K9.
Canine was a good movie. Had a good soundtrack.
Yes. K9 over Turner and Hooch. I'm fine with that. See you in the comments.
Yeah, that's getting clipped out for sure. All right, back to our slasher. So, the next question we have for each other is, does this camp have a leadership crisis?
Yeah.
Well, does it?
I mean, Todd and Michelle are largely clueless. They don't know what's going on for like 75% of this movie.
Well, I'm
And
pretty
they
sure it's
just-
every camp everywhere.
They just keep sending kids out to die. Like,
Yeah.
But even before anything goes wrong, Todd is just like turning a blind eye to Eddie being a creep towards one of the females. Alfred sneaking around and peeping in showers. Todd is very, very, very weak as a leader and like unwilling to do anything. And Michelle is just sort of ditzy. And then they give Eddie power over the raft, and Eddie basically just assaulted a girl. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
Eddie's a mess.
That after you mentioned that, I was like watching and I'm like, this is horrible.
Like,
She gets
yeah, I
away,
mean-
but like it's like, come on.
I mean,
away.
listen
I mean,
tonight.
it's
I don't
Harvey.
want to keep going
Yeah.
back to Harvey, but Harvey wrote these sex scenes a lot like how he really likes it, I think.
For
Yeah. I think he enjoys I don't think that Harvey Weinstein did a lot of hooker buying and things like that. I think he enjoyed the rush of dominating.
I mean,
yeah.
I think that was his kink.
Yeah.
yeah.
One of
Yeah.
One of the notable things about The Burning, I think, though, is the before they were famous cast.
Oh yeah.
Because you've got Jason Alexander.
Yeah, that was the
Yep.
funniest thing. When he popped up on the screen, I was like, these guys are so stupid.
Mhm.
Why did they give me watch this?
Jason
playing
Alexander in his small bathing suit and the liner on that bathing suit is doing an awful lot of work when he's on the dock there. He's about a half a turn away from a nut slip.
Giving us a
Um,
full
Is
Alexander.
is that worse than Fisher Stevens showing all of his nutsack to us on film?
I mean, it is what it is.
They're
Fisher
all the
Stevens,
worst.
Fisher Stevens, aside from being in Short Circuit, is an Academy Award-winning director now.
Wow. What
As a
did he win for?
documentarian, the
cool.
documentary "The Cove."
Yes.
Oh, he directed that?
Oh,
That thing
directed,
messed
yeah.
people up.
Yeah. And you have another Academy Award winner in this, although I cannot point her out. Holly Hunter is in this. She's Sophie. They say her name a whole bunch of times, but I'm never sure which one she is.
Maybe they cut.
I
her
don't know that
speech out.
she's I don't know. They say her name a lot. She's addressed a lot, but she never speaks. And then for the longest time I thought the Tiger character was her, but no, that's just Tiger. That's a different character, and who just vanishes also. Tiger's there Tiger's like a really important character for about 15 minutes and then just vanishes.
He just bounces. He Irish exits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bad things are going on around here. Going
Tiger
home.
out.
Yep. Tiger out. All right. So yeah, the actual like makeup of this camp is in shambles, as one might be able to predict. I alluded to it earlier, but I don't think I've ever seen anybody like action park level shenanigans is usually what you get when you put a bunch of 17 to 26-year-olds together to supervise and be responsible for the safety of anyone, let alone children. And that's what you get with camp counselors. Or younger. You get counselors that are even younger at sleepaway camps.
24/7.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the town camp where you go home at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. It's all day.
Yeah, they got to deal with the kids getting up in the middle of the night, an accident. They got to do all that stuff, and they don't do it.
No, they don't do the basics of it in this camp.
No.
Camp Stonewater.
Well, I guess that's why you got Cropsy in the first place, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I guess at whatever camp he was at.
Yeah, he was at a different camp.
Or was
He
it
was at
Stonewater?
Camp Foot.
Camp Blackfoot.
What is this?
Yeah.
The best question I've ever seen on any one of our sheets is, has Alfred never run before? Can you explain what was going through your head
Alfred
when
is
that
the
popped?
gooniest dude in the world. Like, aside from
Yeah.
being a creep, like a peeper, when he runs at the end, first off, he's got his mouth wide open, like for
Yeah,
the
he's
last
catching
20
flies.
minutes of this movie. He's like running. But he's also got his arms out like this when he's running. Like, whoop.
Doing the Naruto run? No,
But
it's like the
yeah.
weapons run now.
Yeah, but
Not even. Like, they're like up and out and then down at the pointed down at the elbow. Like, it's, and like he's kind of really wide-legged running too. Alfred is a weird dude.
that's
And
what
Alfred
got him his
was,
role in Fast Times.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Fast
Yeah.
Times at Ridgemont High.
He plays Rat.
Yeah. But
I
he's
love
such
Fast
he's
Times.
such a
a great
goony
movie.
looking guy, and then so many like
He's
he's the whole movie almost the whole movie he's in his corduroys and long sleeve striped shirt.
But
He-
it's unique that he's
silly.
the hero of the whole story. He's the
I
one
mean,
who
kind
makes
of,
the final-
yeah.
He makes the
Yeah.
final blow, and he's like kind of like looked
Yeah,
at
gets
as
him
the
down
weak.
the shaft.
He's the weaker
Yeah.
character throughout the whole thing. So
Mm.
like,
Well, what's her face
you know,
lights him on fire, though.
true, but it's an assistant.
Right? She can take a little bit. Yeah, an assist. All right, I'll give her the assist.
Yes, it's like Rod.
What do you guys, before we move into, I'm sorry, Brian. Finish what we were going to say?
I just
I'll
made
edit this out.
I made a basketball reference. I was just saying it's like Rodman getting the rebound, giving it to Pippen, and then that's
And they
all it
just-
was.
And they just walk up and score the basket easily because they're triple covering Jordan. Yeah.
Yes.
So before we go into reviews, what do you guys think of the ending of this movie? Because that was going to be my only question. Did you like the way they ended this movie?
I did.
I
'Cause
know you did.
Yeah,
I love this movie.
it just gives an open ended, and because it's like
Mhm.
they retell the legend of Crosby. They're sitting by the campfire. It's like the usual thing you would do at a campsite. What? Crosby.
Cropsy. You're reversing
What?
the S.
You're going to have a
Oh.
stroke on air one day and nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to have any
Cropsy.
idea.
Cropsy. I've been saying this all. I've been working on this all day because I kept saying his name. Cropsy. Anyway, they're sitting at the campfire talking about Cropsy. All right, and it alludes that there's going to be.
Yeah, it was the forced push through that got me. Anyway, shut up, guys. All right, what was Crosby doing?
It opens up for a sequel, which doesn't happen. But that's the thing; it doesn't need a sequel. It's
They
a
would have had to
campfire.
have gone like Black Phone 2 level ridiculous. I almost said the other R word to make the sequel work, though. It's very clear he
Mhm.
doesn't have super. He's no
The-
Voorhees. He's no
No.
Myers. But once vanquished, stays vanquished.
Yeah.
Well,
Like they could have shoehorned in a sequel, but yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, if you look at it,
They-
Jason is human in part 2. He is human in part 3 and part 4. He
yeah.
keeps
Well, that.
surviving. His neck getting
Be,
broke. The machete through his neck. He
well,
still
I
survives.
mean,
That's
but
what we're talking
technically,
about, though. Like
technically, is
supernaturally.
Jason alive at any
Because
point?
no, because he was drowned.
From. Yeah, he's dead in one.
He was already murdered.
But
He's.
how does he age? He should
At
have.
the he's the
I don't
he's
know
the
how he ages.
slasher
I
archetype
don't.
for the Revenant. That's what he is.
It's just.
He's,
It's just
he's
what he
there in
does.
the
I
woods.
mean, it's just what he
Yeah,
does. He just grew.
The form he came back in doesn't matter. None of this is logical.
No.
But
Well,
at least for the burning, I can't see them doing Cropsy.
My
Coming
problem with the ending of the burning is, my problem with a lot of the slashers of that era is you don't have to leave everything open for a sequel. We don't need sequels for everything.
Yeah, agreed. Especially they want to cash in on the craze. I get it.
I'm going
Yes,
to raise my
right.
hand on this one. But look at the time, right? It's 1981. This is a time where like sequels weren't getting flustered down everyone's throat, and that open-ended really wasn't happening. So at this time, for horror movies, it works because it wasn't oversaturated yet.
Yeah, but that's
It
one of
does.
those hallmarks of the slasher, like, the body count, the sex scenes, and the open ending, so we can make sequels. Like they all did that.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can say The Burning kind of started it, really. I mean, from any other movie. I mean, you can go back to
I
John
mean,
Carpenter's Halloween. Yeah.
Halloween kind of started it. I mean, Michael Myers should not have been able to get up at the end of that movie.
I see it so differently because of what Carpenter puts it, that he's an element and he's like a part of like the
Yeah.
world and stuff. So it's like it gives you a different perspective if you ignore the sequels.
He says that, but then he doesn't give you any reason, like valid reasoning as to why he became such a thing. That's what I need for that to work.
Well,
Like if you're
being ambiguous with it, it's kind of what lures you in as the audience. The shape, the William Shatner mask painted white. The
I
hair.
mean, that
standing
part's
out.
great. I like that. I like the supernatural brother coming back to off his family for reasons and stuff. That works for me. But to make him like this ethereal thing without form, but with form that can't take harm, but can take harm. It's like, all right, you're just making stuff up to make it work. Carpenter. That's just my
Yeah.
take. Just some
Yeah.
stupid guy
No,
over here.
no, I agree with your take. I'm just looking at it from the perspective of like 1978, before sequels or anything, from that perspective. But if you take it from the perspective of knowing all the sequels and stuff, then yes, it's that connection of
Proud. We've been down the road and we're looking back. We're going,
Yeah.
in retrospect, maybe they should have cut some of that crap out.
no, I like Danielle Harris. I'm just Halloween 4.
Yeah, some of these people did come from these 4 or 5 movies down the line thing. We've got Tom Savini,
Yep.
just the name.
Yep.
That's it.
So this is one of the early Savini makeup and effects roles.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. So Tom Savini, I don't know, we've talked about him a bit before.
Yeah.
He was a Vietnam War era combat photographer. So then he comes back and he sort of falls into this. But what he really wants to do in doing the effects and makeup for horror movies is make it more realistic, because he saw Vietnam. Like he saw how bad it was. And like you weren't getting super realism or anything in makeup effects, really. So he gets his breakthrough with Romero, with not Dawn. Dawn is his second collaboration with Romero. It's Martin first,
Yeah.
Yep.
and then it's Dawn. And by the time he does The Burning, he'd already added Friday the 13th and Maniac. And he goes on to Creepshow, Day of the Dead, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I mean, even up until a few years ago, he's still doing designs, because we mentioned the Black Phone. The grabber mask is a Tom Savini mask.
Man,
missed-
talk about a Chad, dude. He's
You
been
mi-
doing it forever.
You missed the Prowler.
I mean, I didn't miss the Prowler, but if I was, we could do a whole other podcast on just the movies that Tom Savini did makeup for, and then acted in, and then directed the Night of the Living Dead remake. Like, Savini becomes his own guy.
Yeah.
And really, we could do a whole series on Savini.
He's awesome. I feel like
We should do like a week every year on him.
Mhm.
Probably
There's
take us
a
a few years before we could run out.
Yeah, easily. There's a great documentary on him. I can't remember the name of it, but really, really quality stuff. I definitely recommend finding it. I'm sure if you search Tom Savini documentary, you'll find it.
Cool. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. All right, gents. It is time for us to drop some reviews on this bad boy.
Yeah.
Ryan's going to be very, very upset, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, so let's start with the Rotten Tomatoes scores, shall we? It's 86% critics.
That's pretty good.
60% audience.
wow.
That's lower than I
You know
thought it
what
would
though? You can expect that based on the allegations. I can see
I think that probably plays a role in some of it. So we'll start 5 stars. The Burning, one of the best hidden gems of the 1980s slasher craze. Savini's work on the effects is incredible and well ahead of its time. The storyline and acting is perfectly camp enough and delightful for what it is. Truly a movie that deserves so much more love in the horror movie world. A true masterpiece of horror cinema.
Okay. That guy really likes The Burning.
Really likes The Burning.
it's a lot of love. It's a lot of burning.
This guy liked it a bit less. 1 star.
Burn.
Impossible plot. Plus ridiculous script. Plus the worst killer ever. Plus every slasher cliche you can think of equals The Burning. It's really funny. I hate to give it 1 star because I love it, but I can't really give it a positive rating either.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
I
Doesn't
mean,
make any sense.
And you thought it
No,
was
no.
funny.
If you love it, it's more than 1 star. I mean,
Give it 2.
the thing with going back and reviewing movies like this sometimes, you call them slasher cliches. They're cliche now. When The Burning came out, a lot of that stuff is not quite yet a cliche. Like the open ending.
Yeah.
Like that hadn't happened that much yet.
Okay.
But I will say our
Okay.
1-star reviewer liked it more than our last review. 0.5 star.
Ooh.
This is a terrible summer camp slasher movie. Nothing to like about it at all. It's garbage. It was funny to see a young George Costanza at summer camp. Nothing ever goes right for that guy. And it's funny that it's a Harvey Weinstein production that shows some of the techniques Harvey tried to use on women. But the endless stories about these idiots and their dumb summer camp wore me out. I never wish to see this again.
I like the George Costanza reference. He was in the lake, but I can agree with the Harvey Weinstein connection with the written scenes, but everything else, come on, man.
I just love that last line. I never wish to see this again.
That's a great one. That is pretty funny sign off on a review. All right. Do we start
That's
with
what
the
other
highest one
people
we're going to
thought.
get?
I would imagine we should, because I imagine the highest one we're going to get is Orion over there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I do.
If you gave it 5, I was going to probably just stop recording.
No,
for the
it's
night.
it's not 5-star worthy. It's 4 stars. The writing again, minus whatever happened. The writing is there. It's very easy to follow. I believe you got a good villain. You got a good story. You got a good group of characters that run off each other. The special effects. I keep thinking about how, like, I keep going back to the Raft scene. and I know we didn't
Yeah.
talk about it, but that raft scene is crazy intense,
Mhm.
and it's 1981, and like just seeing everything go out, 4 stars. Savini,
Nice.
I just, I if you like, slasher films like Friday the 13th or anything set in the camp, which is slasher related, watch The Burning. Have fun with it. Enjoy it.
So, I always try to scale like that slasher's not my genre into my review of these, which kind of brings me to a 3 with The Burning because I can appreciate what The Burning is. Um, I can't appreciate it past a 3 just because don't think it takes much to make a movie like The Burning, to be honest with you, except for your Savini effect. Like, you don't, that's not easy to do. But anybody could Weinstein their way through getting this done. The script is good for a slasher. I agree with you. It's a good movie. Um, I think one of the best things is one of the things you pointed out, Ryan, is that the characters are 3-dimensional. There's more to them. Well, they're more dimensional than most
Yeah.
slashers. There's more to them. It's not a lazy movie, and it was enjoyable. I didn't expect to like it, and I did like it. So 3 stars, John.
I think I'm gonna go a tiny bit higher than you, Kearns. I think I'm gonna get to about a 3.25 for The Burning. I think Savini bumps it up higher. I like you guys. I do appreciate the story. I appreciate the more character, not quite fully formed characters, but more of them. I think there's some fun stuff that goes on, and again, to me, Savini's the star of this one.
I can get behind that. All right, those are our
Agree with that.
reviews of the movie. Now, I guess it's time to get into top 5s, huh, gentlemen?
Top 5.
Yeah, man.
So
Top 5s. They're going to go quick tonight. Faster than you've ever seen them go, ladies and gentlemen. You just watch.
well, my top 5 is underrated slasher horror films. Did my research, found some movies considered underrated, which I was shocked, but I was like, I can understand. And they are ones I've watched, except this one. This is an honorary mention. It came up on my search, and it's a film called Cherry Falls, which came out in 2000. Stars Brittany Murphy, Jay Moore, Michael Biehn. The plot focuses on a small Virginia town where a serial killer is targeting teenage virgins. I've been reading reviews. There's a lot of twists, curves. Never seen it, and it looks really good. I'm shocked that it flew under my radar, especially for 2000. John, I see you shaking
It
your
was
head.
pretty good. It was pretty good.
It's got
Nice. Yeah,
it's got
John
a
probably
great,
saw a lot of these.
it's got
It
great
it,
content.
it definitely got lost in some of the Scream stuff.
I can see that going. Did he just leave us?
He might have.
Did he just?
Number 4.
Well, no. This is my number 5. This is my honorary mention. My number
Oh.
5, though. We do honorary mentions once in a blue moon. My number 5. We're starting off with Hellfest. Came out in 2018. Doesn't get a lot of love. Tony Todd's in it. Amy Forsyth, Rain Edwards, Bex Taylor Kloss follows a group of teens who are stalked by a serial killer visiting a traveling Halloween carnival. Doesn't get a lot of love. I feel like it's like it was at a weird time. It was too gory, too much this, but I feel as the time has gone on, there's a little bit more love to it.
There's a lot of similar films to it also.
Oh yeah.
It's got a lot of shared elements with some of the escape room type movies and a lot of like the Houses October built kind of vibes. Like it was good. It wasn't great.
Yeah, I feel like, but that's what makes it so like underrated is like I feel like, a little bit of a notch, it could be better, but for what it is, it does what it does. And that leads to my number 4. This movie came up. I was thinking of Motel Hell a lot, thinking about it, but I remember going to a video store and always seeing this slasher film called American Gothic.
Yeah.
Yeah, about mom, pa, and their family on a lone island as, these tourist travelers get stranded on their island and they get basically hunted down, or not hunted down, but accidents happen, leading to one. Yeah, it's not a movie you want to watch on IFC at night when you're young because it
Which
sticks
is
with
where
you.
I watched it.
Yeah, it's a messed up movie, but it's an underrated gem, and I'm shocked it doesn't come up a lot. When I saw it, I was like, oh my god, I remember this video. Going to Video Source or Captain Video back in the day, and being like, ah man. But that leads to my number 3. John mentioned this, I think, a couple weeks ago. At least the sequel, but I'm going to the first one, and that's Urban Legend. Like, at that time with the Scream craze, it's 1998, Scream 2 comes out. What's its competition? Urban Legend. And Urban Legend was everywhere. I mean, you get Jared Leto, Alicia Witt, Rebecca Gayheart, Tara Reid, Michael Rosenbaum, and you get Robert Englund in a small role, Daniel Harris, Loretta Devine, John Neville. You get Brad Dourif. I can keep going. It's a decent slasher film. It follows urban legends. It works. But again, you got I Know What You Did Last Summer, Scream 2. It just falls under the fold, and it's a movie that deserves more love. Similar to this film, I mentioned it, I think, last year or a year earlier this year. I'll mention it again. It's 2001's Valentine. I can't say anything more. It's an adaptation of a 1997 novel by Tom Savage. Follows a group of female childhood friends in San Francisco who are stalked by a killer wearing a Cupid mask leading up to Valentine's Day. Great twist in 2001. I can't say anything more about it because I don't want to spoil anything, but that leads to my number 1, and that's The Final Girls. We've mentioned it before on the podcast. The Final Girls is comedy horror, but again, every slasher cliché's in it. They make it into a comedy, which works, but it's a horror comedy in the vein of like an Ash versus Evil Dead or like a Army of Darkness vibe. And I'm still waiting for the sequel. We could bring it on, but that's my top 5 for this week. John, I'm curious what you got, because when we were talking about it, we were going through some decisions, or you were going through some decisions.
I was. I'll let you into the process a little bit. The Game was originally my top 5. It was going to be part 2 before they were famous, and I decided I didn't want to do that because I had a unique opportunity with this one. So I went with top 5 horror movies featuring Seinfeld cast members.
All right.
Yep.
Did you find
Number 5?
Estelle Harris?
I didn't end up finding her. I forgot to look for her. I found some other fun ones. Number 5 is Scream 3, and that's Patrick Warburton.
The Bodyguard.
Yeah. So more of the same in this installment of the franchise, except in Hollywood this time. Ghostface is killing off the cast of Stab 3 as he will. Warburton plays a security guard who feuds with Dewey before Ghostface gets him. Yeah, I mean, not a lot more to say about a Scream movie. We know what Scream movies are and look like. It's a Scream movie.
You get a great cameo.
Number 4, I found. Number 4 is full of cameos, all by a single family. My number 4 is a movie called Highway to Hell, and the Seinfeld cast member that's in this is Jerry Stiller. However, the entire family is in this. You get Ann Mara, you get Ben Stiller, you get Amy Stiller. Jerry's a desk cop in this one. And the plot is pretty thin. It's a man whose bride-to-be gets kidnapped by a person who takes her to hell, and he has to follow her into hell to rescue her. Hence, the Highway to Hell. Not to be confused with Highway to Heaven starring Michael Landon.
Nah, this one's a little too Dante Alighieri.
Very different highway.
Yeah.
My number 3, we're going to find our old friend Kramer, Michael Richards, in Transylvania 65000.
Wow.
Yeah. So Richards is a butler with an odd sense of humor in this movie. It's a horror comedy. 2 reporters are sent to Transylvania to find Frankenstein or face being fired. They also run into a vampire, a mummy, and a werewolf. And beyond Michael Richards, it's a really interesting, fun cast. You get Jeff Goldblum, you get Ed Begley Jr., Carol Kane, and Gina Davis.
Yeah, I remember Gina Davis in this. I forgot about Goldblum.
Mm-hmm.
It's another one, Ryan, I saw on TV.
I've never seen it.
Special kind
I'm
of
sold.
thing.
Oh, it was on
It's
on HBO every day.
Yeah, it's a hoot. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, you should definitely catch up to this one. My number 2, we got Elaine, Julia Louis-Dreyfus in Troll.
Troll, of course.
Troll. So she plays Jeanette Cooper, a nymph, not to be confused with Nympho. A troll king takes over a San Francisco apartment building in search of a powerful ring that'll make him human. Oh, and there's a witch who lives there too. You have a kind of a weird cast in this one too. You get our friend from The Stuff, Michael Moriarty. You get Sonny Bono and June Lockhart, TV's mom.
Sonny Bono.
Sonny Bono. And number 1, we get our friend Jason Alexander back again.
So funny.
I forgot he was in this one. It's Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah, he is in Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah, I forgot all about that until I was looking at this list. He plays Geary. So a Vietnam vet who's suffering from disassociation thinks back on his dead son and his war experiences while trying to determine between reality and hallucination and delusion. The descent into madness here is just an epically wonderful performance from Tim Robbins. And Jason Alexander is Geary, is a slimy attorney hired to represent Jacob and his platoon, only to sell them out for a big paycheck for himself and a government job. So it's a very Jason Alexander, George Costanza type of role.
He plays the same character in Pretty Woman too, but is
Yeah.
also a little Harvey Weinstein-esque in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always got. He went through an era where he was kind of typecast as the Weasel.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Top 5s. Jacob's Ladder to round out the top 5s. Not bad. Not bad. All right,
Yeah,
guys.
not a bad way. Not a
way
bad way to end it.
Not a bad way to end it. Speaking of end it, that's what we're going to do. That was The
That's
Burning,
it.
everybody. It's not just what you get when you go out, have a nice night, you meet a strange lady.
Not what you get from those nymphos.
Be safe.
It's also
out
a
there.
movie. Yeah, that's the PSA at the end of this. Don't be a tool.
Yo,
Wait,
Joe.
no, don't be a fool.
The more you
All right.
know.
Later, everybody.
Have a good one.
See ya.